Yep.
And oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're going a little bit early today. How about I see if anyone in the chat is going to be able to hear the new intro because I'm still working out how to bring it in properly. So, when you get here and you hear the tunes, please shout it out in the chat if you hear it or not. There we go. New intro created by Zachary Pie Coddington.
It's the stream is what we're doing. I can't hear it. I can't hear it.
Okay, well, that was a big fail. That was a big fail. Actually, it was playing, bro. It was playing. So I just botched up the entire intro for that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, new intro by Zachary Pie Coddington. And this is Pillar to Post with Two Guys, One Dumpster. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Pete Wall, or the Angry Viking, if you will. And the man to my right, none other than Wild-Eyed Yeti Bloodyard. Well, thank you very much, Evie. I would have liked to have played the whole thing out. It's really good. And, hey, Yeti. I can hear you two playing. Oh, shit. Hey, Yeti.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you turn off your YouTube or the sound anyway?
I got it turned off. Okay,
there we go.
It's done.
Well... next episode, I'll have it playing out all the way for you. How's everyone doing tonight? We got Evie Bloodyard in the chat thus far. Who else is in there? I don't know. But as I was stating earlier, my co-host, Yeti Bloodyard. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Now,
even though I had to... Now I had to put clothes on. Yeah.
I'm hoping everyone can hear me just fine because breaking in a new microphone here. And I believe I'm coming across clear.
You're coming across.
I'm coming across. I'm coming across the table. It's a big load.
Coming across your teeth.
Oh, we're going straight to that, are we?
That's why you got those pearly
Oh
whites.
no, they're not white, man. They're not white.
Okay.
Oh
Never
boy.
mind.
Oh boy.
You suck.
Did you get a chance to read the RWO Skype chat? Evie says I sound great as always, and then there's
Yeah.
you. You sound like you're a bit far away.
I'm not far away. I am close.
Get a little bit closer.
Yeah, I'm Glenn Close, but Jamie Farr.
So today in the chat, I announced that the very first RWO show in 2K24 would be taking place in 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I am building a new style for the Seventh Circle of Hell Championship title. And then, because, you got to be fair to the women. You got to give them their kink. Well, what are the 9 stages of hell? 2 being lust. 7th circle is violence, which, the men perform violence very well here in the RWO. So lust had to be for the women. Don't you agree, sir?
Oh, it could have been thrust.
Well, it could have been thrust,
Could
but
have
it's
been
not
thrust.
one of the fucking circles of hell, dude.
Could be.
Could
be the.
But so, created, actually, the titles are already created. They are the 2nd circle of hell for the women, and there will be the 7th circle of hell for the men. Bill Haight is still the undefeated 7th circle of hell champion. So he will continue that reign going into this new era, I guess. Well, Rika of the Wolfpack decided to challenge Antoine Bogart in the chat, as his, statement was, "I'm in." She thought that was a bit crude, a bit lame, a bit lackluster. Simply just calling out, "I'm in." And I've got to say, she had a point. But it went a little bit further than that and just called the guy out on his laziness. And it just goes to show the different aspects of what we consider storytelling, trash talk.
Right.
And there's not many people that can hold water to the likes of Yeti Bloodyard, Evie. We've got Minerva. We've got Almar Wolf, Bill Haight. And I'm hoping that this season, with a little bit of things we're doing in RWO, it's going to bring out the best in people a little bit. I'm hoping, but I've hoped for that in the past.
Yeah, and you wound up only holding your flaccid dick.
Exactly. Meanie, come on, girl. I'm not calling all the women hoes. Okay? There is no reason to sue me again. Okay? Calm yourself down, huh? How about you pull them knickers out of your tight ass? Oh, shit. And then she pops in.
Yep.
You speak the devil's name.
Yes. You know what he was saying before we went on there? He said that Meanie's a Romanian whore.
You dirty bastard. Really?
What? You said that the tape boys is with him. What you said.
Fucking snowflake.
No, I'm only saying what you were saying earlier before we went on the air.
How's everybody doing tonight? I get my ass on here. I gotta literally, fucking poke and prod this fucking bastard to get ready for 2 guys, 1 dumpster. And this is what I gotta put up with. Your smart mouth.
The truth.
The men are violent. The girls are lusty. Jeez, oh my goodness. Lust has nothing to do with what I think of the women here in the RWO. I
He
think
wants to poop on our heads.
I think we
Oh,
got.
wow.
I think we've got some pretty badass bitches in the wasteland, and I appreciate every single one of them. It's just some of them,
Yes,
they just, they're left wanting.
yeah, yes, Meanie. He is the master shat. I'm only responding what Meanie said.
Pete wants to poop on our heads. I'm not gonna pull a. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna pull a McMahon on you, dear. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We need non-disclosure agreements now. Ain't happening.
Uh,
Ain't happening at all.
yeah, I better because look what happened when Vincent fulfilled his NDA payments. Cost him his company.
Well, the way these championship titles are going to be done, these specific titles, we're going to be running gauntlets, and the winner of that gauntlet gets to face the champion in the best of 7 series. I think that is the best way to go to it, because back when I was using this in the eFeds and then later on introducing it into Wrestler Unstoppable, I would make every person that wanted to be a part of it wrestle 100 matches a day. And at the end of the week, the one that held the most titles was the champion, or had the most wins was the champion. I can't do that like that, and I would want to do that with we'd be live for like fucking days,
Yes.
So I figure we can spice up the best of 7 in a weekly match, where each match is a different style, and
Yep.
each match is more deliberate, more painful, more violent. We've got the casket matches now. We've got the ambulance. We can do a whole lot more for it, and that's what I wanted to do this season. Just bring back some of the oldies, and we can do it just a little bit better this time around.
Yeah. Yes.
And I know you've got a lot of ideas for your show,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah. Oh,
you're waiting.
I have to get the game running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the game.
Yeah. I'm waiting for yours and Evie's creations to start popping up, man. You guys are fucking awesome at what you do.
All right, and we're gonna charge for you a special price of $10.99 a car.
I have this size 13 foot that would fit very tight in your asshole.
You see that, Evie? You're gonna get rich off of Pete.
No.
'Cause he's gonna be paying us $11 per
Ain't
creation.
happening. Ain't happening.
Yes, it is. Meanie, you too. If you create something, he'll give you $10.99 per creation. So you'll be a rich bitch.
Now the game plan.
So $10.99.
The game plan was to have Yeti versus the Angry Viking in the very first match of 2K24. But you had some major issues going on with the game.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I had it 95% download. Had 95. I almost had it downloaded. Then I went to go put the update in, and then it just then I just lost the whole. I lost the downloaded game, and so that was yeah. So don't install updates. I was kidding.
Yeti would end up in the ambulance just walking down the ramp. He trips and falls off everything. I've seen it many, many a time.
No.
And usually it's because
I have such,
he got
you know what
bored
it is?
and thought.
It's my coccyx.
No. You got to speak
It's
truth.
my coccyx.
You got to speak truth, brother.
It's my coccyx. I am.
You-
My coccyx is so big. When I start shaking my coccyx, I trip
No.
over it.
You start getting
Yes.
lazy, and you start daydreaming about that goddamn lazy boy of yours that I had to fucking kick and pull you out of this evening just to go live tonight.
Oh what? Oh yeah, my recliner. I was sitting next to my pellet stove, drinking some coffee. Just enjoying my evening. Trying to roast my weenie. Oh, never mind.
I had wanted to make a cup of coffee before I actually went live, but I forgot about it. So I got my water here, and I think that'll do just fine.
Yep.
So today I should say, The Rock went and did a video upload once again,
Hmm.
basically cutting a promo in his gym.
Yes.
And you know, it wasn't verbatim, but after his rock concert, um, which you
Right.
know, I wasn't into it when he came out with it when he was younger. I'm not into it now. Um,
Right. Right.
it was the
He
song part could have just
well, he was just giving. Yeah. Well, he was just giving people nostalgia. You
yes,
know,
yeah.
so he was just on that. So that's what they're hitting on.
Now, me and you were talking
Yeah.
before we went live, and we both said, you know,
Right.
the video upload he did earlier in the day was actually better than what he did
Right.
live, and I have to agree with that
Right.
statement
Yeah.
because it wasn't
Right.
anything special. It really wasn't.
No. No.
Like
No.
what he
But
did
he.
tonight, he almost copied it
Right.
verbatim in a way, you know, just
Yeah.
minor
But
tweaks.
yeah. Right. Probably because the sensors and the network
Yeah,
probably changed some things.
no, but
Because he left it. Yeah.
it's building up the show. That's what the important thing
You're right.
is, you know.
Yes. Building up to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Making Cody look weak, pathetic.
and,
You know, that's
and
what
it's
which is
working.
good.
Yeah,
It's working, yeah. You know, making him. You know, that's what the heels do. You know, I'm. You know, what I liked about the first promo, which was the one he put earlier in the morning, was if you noticed at the camera, you know, he has his coffee, but he's holding that belt.
yeah,
You know, and as he talks, the way he works the belt, plays with that, and then towards the end, what he tells him what he's going to do
yeah.
with it, and for those of you how you do a promo, that's how you do a promo. You
Now,
know, that
one
was a classic
one thing I
promo.
noticed though with the belt, in the video he uploaded earlier in
Yeah,
the day, he
yeah,
literally
yes,
spanks his hand with it. And
yeah.
if you watch the
I mean,
promo he did in that ring when the whole promo was
yeah,
over and he was in on the ramp,
yeah,
he did it again, but a lot
yeah,
later. I think he fucking hurt his hand the first go
yeah.
around.
Either that or yeah, or maybe they told him don't do it so hard. You know.
Yeah,
But
no,
I thought it was no. It made because you got to look inside the belt what it said: blood, sweat, and respect. You know, and that's you know. And I thought he could do that because by the time I get to done beating you, you're gonna respect who I am. That's what I
yeah,
would have said.
exactly.
Something like
And I
that.
do agree. Me and my son were discussing Monday Night Raw,
Yeah.
and Cody's promo that night, he starts crying, and when he talks about his family, he gets very
Right.
emotional, and I think we've all noticed
Right.
that. He's got to refrain from,
Yeah.
you know, either bringing up his family or just like put those
Right.
feelings down a little bit. And I get it, like
But
it's that sympathy
yeah.
that's
But
grabbing the fans,
right.
but everybody's
But
using
is
it.
that the overall plan? But yeah. But was that the overall plan? You know, for him to look like that, so the Rock could play off of it. Is this the whole? You
Maybe,
know, the whole map out of the storyline. You
perhaps,
know,
but
yeah,
where's
yeah,
the fire?
I know,
Like that
yeah,
is the biggest match on this year's card. I want to see more fire from
right.
Cody. Like,
Well, the fire should be his last promo
no,
before.
he's got to start
Oh,
building that fire up now.
no, no, I'm talking about the Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, Monday Night Raw is when he comes fired up. You know, I'm through crying. You know, and now you're talking about my mother. You know, not cry about it, but just be angry.
yeah.
What you know? What you know?
And
What you
Evie
know?
is right. It brings out his lisp a lot more.
Yeah, it's just
And
yes.
if I slur my words tonight, I do apologize. It's not because I've been drinking or anything like that.
He,
Um,
he's been drinking.
I've been very tired as of late.
Yeah,
And when I get tired, I start slurring my words a lot. So I do apologize for that.
right.
I believe I tore my right calf muscle. The last
Yeah,
couple of nights have not been good nights. I've been up
yeah,
the other night I was up all fucking night. I didn't crash till
yeah,
11 the next day.
right.
Broke out in a fever from it and everything. And then last night I was still up till 4 in the morning.
Right.
You know, so I do apologize if my slurring gets a little bit out of control. I'll do my best to control it. But
What's my excuse?
um, yeah, walking has been a bit of a bitch lately. So it's but I've still been doing it. I don't care. I don't care about the pain I'm in. I started getting back into it, and it's warmer out now down here anyway. I don't know how you live in fucking California. It's got to be beautiful out there.
It's raining. It's raining.
We have had a lot of rain too, but I mean, when the sun's out, man, just beautiful out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just pushing myself every day, and I don't care how much it's hurting. Like I wrap the leg up. I fucking have compression socks on just so that way it keeps that muscle tight. And just going for it. No, so I understand the lisp thing. When he gets emotional, it does really bring it out more. And he works really hard with himself. You can notice that over the years that he's gotten a lot more control over that lisp.
Right.
But there's every now and then, man. It doesn't matter how much he's trying. It's like he's pulling out the dusty in him,
Yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard when you got that.
No.
But it's like because he gets emotional, but he's different because he cheers up Dusty. But it was more anger.
Yeah.
And he did that.
When it came to his mom, though, that really brought out the emotions.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, I know. But
Meanie says Yeti has tennis elbow from spooning pudding into his big goofy head all day. So Preston Steelman in the house, and he says tonight's 2G 1D, that's two guys, one dumpster for you, brought to you by the superstar Graham. Ooh. Are you less than the best? Do you feel like the tower no longer has the power? Get that meat out of your hand and pop a Graham. I love you, Preston. I truly do. One of the best ad guys in the business right now. Be the superstar that gets ahead even in bed. Jeez, man, I love you.
What does everyone want? What does everyone want? Head.
What
does everyone need? Head.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. So we had the big, rock concert, as he likes to call it, at the Tonight Show. And then just a lot of kind of lackluster matches followed. I wasn't big on any of the matches. Yeah. I really wasn't. And I can get hate for it if people want, but if I like something, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Like we started off the show with The Rock doing his rock concert and then addressing Rhodes.
Right.
Letting Rhodes know he's gonna letting Cody Rhodes' mama know that he's gonna spank him. And when he's done. And when he's done spanking him, he's going to give Mama Rhodes. He's
going to spank his mama.
Well, I would.
I thought he was going to spank his mama.
If you're going to go for the whole family, you include the mama,
Yeah.
She's going to like it. It hasn't happened in a long time.
I'm going to spank your mama.
No, but the promo side of it was good. I thought the upload earlier in the day was better, as well as you did.
That's the best one.
And then we move on
because I think his hands are he's unrestrained.
Yeah, he's not. And he's been able to sit there in the gym and work out and think about what he wants to say, and it doesn't have to be written on his wrist,
Right.
But
or it's re-edited for television.
Yeah.
That's usually what it is. It's almost like he's posting. Here's what I'm going to say. He does it in his gym. Then the writers and creators say, "Oh, we can't do."
Yeah. Well, and he does curse. He does curse pretty bad in the video he uploaded. So that is.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. I like it.
I do too. Get rid of the PG-13 fucking era. Okay, it's time to go hard.
Right. And that's what I think the Netflix.
I think so as well. I think that's what they're preparing fans for. That things are going to get a little bit more edgier once they're on Netflix.
Right.
They won't have all that restriction.
Right.
But the rest of the show, we start off with Legado del Fantasma's Angel and Humberto. taking on LWO's Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro.
I don't care for I don't care for either of those
It
two.
was
I never have.
it was like there's a lot of stumbling, a lot of hesitation. They seem slow.
Yeah.
They seem sluggish. Their spots were off constantly. You know,
They're not used to working, and they're not used to working together. I guess
they should be.
or whatever.
You know, they should be used to
I
it.
know, but
But
Right.
it was a tag qualifier match for this six-pack ladder challenge at WrestleMania 40.
Right.
Legado del Fantasma wins. Clean.
Yeah.
Like, there was no interference by the women on the outside, which was a shocker.
Right. Right.
And it was like, okay, like, what the fuck was that? You know? It was flat. And then we move into an LA Knight promo, and LA Knight's promos are always good. I dig him. He's got that old school vibe
Yes,
with his
you're
promos.
Right.
You know, and he basically calling out AJ Styles and challenges him to a match for WrestleMania.
You were
The gist of it, you know.
which is good.
And he
Yeah.
says he's been looking for
Yeah.
weeks for AJ since they got back from, Australia. And he's been nowhere around, so he's going to give it to him straight. You know, here's the challenge. Let's get to it.
Right.
He looks around, makes sure it's clear, but, AJ still comes in with a chair, hits him over the back,
Right.
laces it over his throat, sits down on the chair, and accepts his challenge.
Good.
You know, it was a good spot. LA Knight's,
A good spot. Yes.
it was predictable. As soon as he
Yeah,
called him out and said he's been searching for him for weeks.
Right.
It
Right.
was very predictable. You knew AJ was coming out, but it sets it up. The whole thing between them has been set up throughout the week since Elimination Chamber. I've lost a lot of interest with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
You know-
Too much. Well, yeah. He's been too. He's gone too long. You know, out of sight, out of
Well,
mind.
and not just that, it's
Right.
it's kind of always the same thing with him.
Yeah.
You know,
I know.
like the storylines never change very much. He falls flat now. His wrestling style by far is phenomenal, pun intended.
Yeah.
But the rest of him is just kind of. He's never really been good on the mic.
Or character-wise either. I mean,
Jimmy Uso,
That's fine.
following this, accepts Jey Uso's WrestleMania challenge in the backstage area. I like it when Jimmy is actually going for it.
Yeah. Right. I think it was a little too much, towards the end. The staring.
Oh, yeah.
That was over.
Yeah,
That was too much.
it was like fade the camera out.
Get it.
Fade
Yeah.
to black. He's staring a little
Right.
bit too long.
You didn't. Right. Yeah. But the way he looked, and I go, okay, that's. I did like Heyman. Like he got scared.
Yes. Oh my God.
Like,
I laughed.
yeah,
My
that's-
son
yeah.
laughed. It was a good spot. He
Right.
acted like he was going to literally drop from a heart attack.
Have a hard attack. Yeah. Oh.
Following that, we get Randy Orton taking on Grayson Waller, and you know that Numbnuts is going to be at ringside with him. Austin Theory
Yes.
tried getting involved, got his ass kicked. RKO wins the match via pinfall. Then the attack comes from Austin Theory, and it looked like what's his fucking name? Logan Paul was going to get in there as well. Kevin Owens comes down, saves Orton. Orton almost RKO's Kevin Owens, realizes who it is, and just kind of it's like, ooh, sorry, man. They shake hands.
So, yeah.
And following that, Nick Aldis comes out as, the Scalded Dogs are making their way back to the locker room and lets Logan Paul know that he will be defending his U.S. title at WrestleMania, not just against Kevin Owens, but Randy Orton in a triple threat match. I was wondering about that. Why make it a triple threat?
No. Just get everyone involved, I guess.
You've got already a six-pack challenge.
Right.
I believe there is another triple threat or fatal four-way or something like that.
Yes.
It's like I the only way I can see why they would do it is knowing Orton isn't exactly 100% because you can see it in his movements.
Yeah, yeah.
He's moving very stiffly. He's moving very deliberately.
I think he re-injured. I think he re-injured his back.
It looks like it.
He tweaked. I think he tweaked
Yeah.
his back in a couple matches. I don't know if it was an elimination chamber or one.
No, it's
So
that's the only way I can think of why it would be a triple threat.
Right.
Seeing as it looks like they're thinking about making Owens and Orton a tag team, and I think it would be a phenomenal fucking tag team.
That'd be good.
Like the hilarity alone that those two are gonna have, like and create, it's out of this world. But
and it'll be a lot better than RK
oh,
Pro.
by far.
Yes.
You know, you got two guys that act the way Orton and Owens do. Whew.
And they cut a promo, you know, and they cut a, you know, they cut a promo. They can, you know, actually, you know, go in different directions and that. Not like Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was one dimension as far as his character.
Now, you know,
how long can you be a stoner dude, 40 something, you know, pushing 40 and trying to play a teenager?
I don't shit anyone if they're smoking weed. I really don't. You know,
No.
But it's like you look like a fucking child.
Yeah, but you know, we get to it's like a bad imitation of Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
There you go. That's a good example.
That's what it is. You know, the typical, you know, the '80s style, what everyone thought a stoner was. You know, and like, you know, and it.
No, we followed that announcement up with Santos Escobar taking on Dragon Lee, which my son was pissed because he happened to look to the side to talk to my stepson, and the match was over.
Yeah. Oh God, a squash match. The ghost of Vince.
Well, there was
the ghost of Vince.
There was a bit of interference by Legado del Fantasma, and Dragon Lee steps back in the ring. Boom, got squashed with the Phantom Driver. It was over quick. I think maybe a 2-minute scenario there with those two. Then, the beatdown begins on Dragon Lee. Carlito comes in to save the day. Carlito gets beat down, which brings out Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio takes care of the two little jabronis that what's his face Escobar always has on his side, Humberto and Angel. And Escobar escapes before getting hit with the 619. And so the challenge is laid out. Next week, it will be Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio Jr. So I think it'll be a good match. But this match did nothing for anyone. I don't think, in my opinion, it didn't. It was just used for a quick setup, and perhaps The Rock went a little bit long in his promo, which he always does.
Yeah.
So it was, hey, let's get to the point, sell it, and
get out.
Get for the match for next SmackDown.
Right.
New Catch Republic, that is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, defeat Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince and Kit Wilson via pinfall. Great match as it always is with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate involved.
Yep.
I could care less about Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yep.
Enhance the talent. I think they're going to take a couple of more years before they get elevated, so that way their movements are a little bit crisper and they just look better. To me, it looks like they're learning on the job for the most part. I know they're better than what they look, but it just fell flat for me. The match was good. Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate in that ring, it looks gold. So, but in the end, it will be pretty, it will be New Catch Republic going into the 6-pack challenge for WrestleMania. So
I hate that name.
I do too. And there's an NXT group that uses the same kind of deal. They use the catch part in their team name. I can't remember offhand, but catch is in there as well. And they're English dudes by the looks of it too.
Oh my. I guess they're going catch as catch can. I guess.
Yeah,
Do
kind
they
of.
wrestle in that style?
I think
Do they
so.
wrestle in that style?
Yes.
Is that their wrestling style?
Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Yeah, I would say it is. Roman
Okay.
Reigns and Cody Rhodes will have a face off next week.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this: Reigns as well as Rhodes got to pick it up a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
Roman Reigns looks like The Rock's bitch. He does not come off as a tribal chief
Yeah.
right now. Whenever he's
Right.
next to The Rock, he's looking weak as fuck.
Yeah. He's just. So I mean, maybe you don't have Rock there for that one. So on the
It,
face
it,
off.
it just, yeah, I don't think The Rock will be there.
Yeah.
Which, it will be a
Right.
good thing because he's going to, like I said,
Right.
Roman Reigns got to step up his game and Cody Rhodes got to stay off the family
Right.
topic. Look at
Right.
look at the build up
Right.
right now. Bailey's going for the
Right.
sympathy storyline.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn's going for the
Right.
sympathy storyline. You know,
Right. Yes.
Cody Rhodes sympathy storyline. Who else
Yeah.
is there that's working on
Right.
that? It
Yeah.
seems like that's everyone's build this year is please
Except for
sympathize with
Rollins.
me.
Except for Rollins. Except for
He
Rollins.
needs to get his ass beat so he starts dressing normal.
Right. Well, I told you. Here's what I told you. Remember, I told you. I said if you take, if you take, if you, t- if you take Seth Rollins and you give him Cody's lisps, you got Queef.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did. You did tell
Yeah.
me that. Yes,
Yeah.
and it makes
Yes.
sense. It does.
Yes.
Evie's probably going to smack you around for it, but you said it.
No, it's probably true. Yep.
Um,
Queefy Rollins.
Main event: Bailey defeats Dakota Kai via disqualification. Because obviously the entire
Which
damage
should be.
control has to be ringside.
Right.
You,
Yes.
you,
Well, of
you
course.
knew it was going to happen. And
Right.
they were like kind of like making that play right from the bell on. There was a couple of
Right.
interference spots already. It was actually a better match than I thought with Dakota Kai. She didn't mess up too much. I was actually surprised by it.
Yeah. Right.
But the constant interference and then the disqualification, and then it was the beatdown again. Another match where there's another beatdown.
Yep.
This
Right.
time, Damage Control beating on Bailey. Naomi races down to make the save. The fans start chanting EST, hoping that Bianca Belair comes down.
Yep.
And I was like, why would she? Like,
No.
there's no reason for her, no want for her.
Right.
She doesn't
Right.
sympathize with Bailey.
Right.
Bailey fucked up and brought it all on herself.
Yeah.
That's the way she looks at it. And it needs to stay
Right.
that way. Because
Right.
this could be a way to build Bianca back
You-
up once Bailey is champion.
Yes.
Could be her first, her first
Filter.
challenger.
Filter.
Yeah. She.
Yeah.
We all know Bianca needs something right now
Right.
because she's looking like garbage.
Yes.
It's sad to say, but it's true. Like
Right.
there's no fans that are kind of really at her back supporting her. Like it's like they love her, they want to
Yeah.
see her, but I mean, like there's nothing really there.
But she didn't really build up a base, you know, a base of fans that are always going to be, into her. She didn't get, she didn't, she didn't get that. Even when she got her push, when she got her push in that, she didn't get the momentum, like I say, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair. There's always, where you have a solid base that are 100%.
Yeah. Meanie says Evie hates the way Seth Rollins walks.
Yep.
I hate a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I dislike a lot about that man. The laugh, the cackle.
Oh God.
I
He just stole that from He stole that from the Joker.
yeah.
Movie.
Well, not even that. It doesn't even come close to that.
yeah.
But it's just it's.
I know, but I mean that's what it inspired by. Is that Joaquin Phoenix version of the Joker? That's what he's trying. That's what he's trying to emulate.
Well, Seth looks like pigeon. I can't read all of that. Why is there a heart in this fucking chat? I fucking hate these emojis bullshit. It walks like he has.
Seth looks like a pigeon. It looks like pigeon-toed now. Walks like he has to pee.
I kind of have to agree with her.
Yeah.
You know, the same with the Seth Rollins McIntyre thing.
Yeah.
McIntyre's doing a wonderful job promoting that match, and
he's killing it.
There is nothing really from Seth. Monday he showed a glimmer, but like since Elimination Chamber, that match should have been built up. It should have been built up just as much as Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns.
I think what needs to happen is for Seth to really get attacked by a McIntyre. You know,
well, CM Punk
match to really.
If I'm right, CM Punk will be at Raw Monday, so that could be interesting. That could pick things up a little bit.
Right.
You know.
Yes.
Like you were saying something before we went live. I thought was pretty interesting. I got a good laugh at it, and it would be fucking cool.
Right.
But
it'd be cool, but I don't think they'd go
no.
for it. It's so here's what you have. So you have the match at WrestleMania between Seth and Drew McIntyre. So Drew McIntyre, pins and wins the title, the Universal title from Seth Rollins. So he holds up the title, and right when he holds up the title, down comes CM Punk with a referee shirt on, and he's dragging Damian Priest with him, and Damian Priest steals the title from and wins the title right there by cashing in the Money in the Bank.
It would set up a great feud between CM Punk and McIntyre if they were to do that. That'd be fucking cool. Like you said, it wouldn't happen, but
but then the T-shirt would be the merchandise. I stole your belt, R.I.P. your belt, your championship,
Now, I was thinking before the show, and we're going to switch over to RWO now because, frankly, I've been thinking hard about this since the chat blew up earlier.
Right.
Raika from the Pack got very vocal in the chat today, and I loved it. And I'm kind of of the mind to make her the first second Circle of Hell champion, just for the fact that I know, one, the person behind Raika can hold her own in the chat, make a good storyline, and I think she'd be the best woman to beat. But I know the fair thing is to make the women go through a rigorous gauntlet, and then the woman who wins that is the first, second Circle champ. But I really want to just stick it to the people that they're the ones I'm talking about. They get emotional when trash talk is involved because it's like the person is attacking them, not their character, when it is just character taking on character. But we all know that isn't the case all the time. Not everyone can handle the trash talk, but I want things to get ugly this season. I really do. I want people to just fucking storyline out the asshole, because I want to get back involved with the aspect of RWO. I've taken it upon myself to take a back burner from the trash talking for the most part. I do trash talking when I'm doing the show, but I don't do much storyline because the last time I did that, I had people in my DMs crying about it and bitching about it and then quitting because they can't handle it. And, and it's like, guys.
I had to bury a few people. Then I had to have Drago burn a few caskets.
Well, and then, me, Joey Green, shitting on the grave did not help me.
Yeah, my God. Oh, God. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, my goodness. I could not believe that the burning of the Red Lounge was so over, so funny, and yet,
Oh God, yeah, Draco, yeah.
and yet it caused me so much grief.
Oh God,
I
yes,
can't
that
even
was.
remember how many people walked out of the company because of that.
Yes, yeah.
It was bad, but it was oh so good. Like
I just like how I like how people tried to storyline. Oh, there was a sprinkler system. Automatic sprinkler system to save the Red Lounge.
yeah.
Get
Well,
burnt to the ground.
what got a lot mad was they messaged me and thought that I was going to side with them, and I was like, no, let it happen. It's a pretend
Yeah.
building. It can be
Yes.
rebuilt. You know,
And the whole idea is because that was so sacred, the Red Lounge. So when I came up with the idea,
albeit,
I said,
albeit the
yeah,
Red Lounge had been burnt down in storyline on another occasion before
right.
that happened.
You're right. Yes.
um,
Oh yeah. But I remember.
the,
But I know I remember that. But the whole thing was what would no pun intended, but what would get a lot of heat was when I came up with that. I said they're always talking about the Red Lounge. I said, so how about? And I remember Mr. Peter. How about I have Drago go in and burn down the Red
yeah.
Lounge?
And I
you
gave
know?
you the okay, and it's like, go for it, man. That's good.
Yeah.
And I thought everyone would be fine with it because all Marwolf's part in that just brought
That
it
was
way
funny.
over the top. You know,
Yes, I
it
was laughing
made
at
it
that
so
one. Yeah.
fucking beautiful. Saving a stripper in the
Yes.
69th position, just so.
Yeah. Yeah. Just got up and walked out.
Yes, Evie. Yeah, that was beautiful. Olmar he tipped the
Yeah.
scales, man,
Right.
and it was perfect for it. Um, and I'm at
Yes.
that point this season because of the rough couple of years I've had. I want to go balls to the wall with RWO this year. I want to have
Yeah.
straight up fucking fun. You know,
Yes. Well,
go
yeah.
back to my roots, do the trash talking, do the storytelling, and for the most part, I do a good job with what I have for the shows. Um, but
Right.
I want to create more. I want to be able to build up that chat. I want to be able to build up the storylines.
Right.
I want to be able to get involved and fucking have fun instead of just, oh, well, I'll be the funny guy and make stupid comments and, just have fun with it so I don't hurt anyone's
No.
feelings. No,
Fuck your feelings.
there's not feelings to be hurt because these are made
Well,
up characters.
right. You know what? Go back to what you say. Fuck your
Yep.
feelings. You gotta go back angry asshole again.
Exactly,
Like it used to be.
and it's
Ooh.
so fun playing the fucking heel. It always has been,
Yeah.
you
Yes.
know. And there's only a few that play it off really well. And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, it's kind of like E-Fed style wrestling, but using WWE 2K for it.
Yes.
We have Skype chat, and we do a lot of the storytelling there, and we use what we can on the show. And I want to bring that into the show a lot more because one, your characters, Evie's characters, Meanie's characters, there's so much that we can do with those. Same with Bill Haight, Olmar Wolf, Minerva. Hell, if we can get her husband involved, and again, and Wolf Tier Gavishte is fucking golden with those ads, man. You guys
Yes.
can see him in the chat as Preston Steelman, but that is the Wolf Man right there. And I told him in a separate chat, it's like, dude, that fucker needs to be the only well dressed man in the RWO because his adverts are fucking gold. You know?
He needs to have a monocle. They need a little bowler hat, a monocle. And an old fashioned tweed suit. A 3-piece tweed suit,
No.
kind of coming out of like the old Victorian era.
Yeah.
You could have that.
It'd be quite fitting for Wolf to be that.
Yeah.
And then, his match style is pretty
Right.
damn good too, so it would look fucking good. He is a
Right.
former ruler of the wasteland, as well as you are. I want to bring back that edgy side of the show again. And I don't mean by cursing a lot, people. Yes, a lot of my words, my vocabulary is the curse word. I don't give a
But
fuck though. It's the way I was raised.
right,
I didn't change for my kids. I taught them better. You
right,
don't.
right,
Just because you hear me say it doesn't mean you get to use it. And they listened. They're older now. I let them
right,
swear as much as they fucking please.
right,
I didn't change when I got married and met
right,
my wife's grandmother. I was
right.
myself, man. And my first, I
Right.
think the first sentence I when I spoke to her was like two fucks in there, you know.
Right.
And she appreciated it because I was myself.
Right.
I didn't change the
Right.
way I spoke for her
Right.
father, my parents at all. And I'm
Right.
not going to change the way I speak for
Right.
a bunch of adults playing 2K24. And
Right.
I think I've changed a lot as it is when I've
Right.
held back so long with the trash talking.
Right. Yeah.
My
And
headphones are being a fucking bitch. But I want to get in the mix this season. I really do.
right. Right.
You know. So like I said, my mental health is on the right path. I'm getting better. I want to have fun again because that's what this channel was
Yeah.
always made for: having fucking fun.
Yes. Exactly.
And be damned with the sensitive bullshit. If you can't handle it, let me know. I'll give you your pink slip.
Yeah.
A virtual pink slip, albeit, but I'll give you your pink slip, and you can be on your
Did
merry.
you say pink clit? Did you say pink clit?
Well, no, that's for me, man.
So you have a pink clit?
No.
Wow.
But I'm not going to play Mr. Sensitive anymore when it comes to the storytelling of what we do here with the 2K game. It's
Oh, I know.
meant to have fun, and it's been so long that people get all messed up over it, and it doesn't need to be
Yes.
that way.
Every
Yeah,
time.
you know,
Yeah. It's
like
it's like
because believe me, when I cut loose, when I finally get to cut loose,
Yeah.
if you're not huddled up in a corner with your arms wrapped around your fucking knees, rocking back and forth, humming, well, then I haven't done my fucking job, have I?
Yeah.
I want you crying.
But yeah, then they leave. They Pete's being mean to me and they leave,
Well,
or they go quiet.
or
But my
Yeti's
thing is,
or
no,
Yeti's
they
being
go.
mean, or Bill's being mean, or Minerva's being mean, or fuck your sensitive bullshit. We're not making fun of you. We're not coming after you. We are going
Well,
after your character.
yeah,
It is a
and your
fictional
donkey,
character.
and your donkey, and your
Yes.
donkey.
Because God willing, Jake Bagwell will somehow find a way to get a donkey on the show and inseminate it.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
going to
yes.
happen because,
Yes. We're gonna have.
he is
We're
proof
gonna have
that donkeys and
man,
and
and
man
man,
can mate and create
wait,
whatever he is.
whatever you. Yeah, a jackass. Jackass.
Pete walks into
A
his
big ass.
mother-in-law's house like, Fukune, I'm here to talk about dating your daughter. No, I didn't ask if I could date their daughter. No.
He just bent her. He just bent her over the dinner table and did her right there.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah,
Give
I'm making
everyone a
grandchild
show.
now. Yeah, no. You want here's your grandbabies right now.
No, damn it. Wow, you got me.
Make
No, but
you want a boy or a girl? Just let me know.
no, this year I want to see Yeti back in his old form as well. You know, and I think you know, just telling everyone to check their sensitivities at the door. I think it'll bring some of them back as well. Like me and Joey has not been around because he just couldn't stand all the fucking crying that happened whenever he cut loose, and you guys got to think about it. These are good fucking people. Yeti is a good man. Evie, Meanie, they're good fucking people. Preston, Minerva, everyone in that fucking chat, everyone on the fucking show are good people. When we are trash talking, it is not directed at you personally. Don't take it that way. Check it at the door. Your ego and your God mode mentality, check it at the fucking door.
Oh my God.
You know, it's about having fun, people, and it's like, okay, that happened. How do I, swing it into my favor? And it doesn't need to be done within seconds. Accept it, build it, and let whatever happens happen. And then the next week, fucking come back. You know,
Yep.
It's the way it works. It's the way it's got to work for everyone to have fun. We got 7 people watching currently. It is 12:30 in the morning here in Ontario, Canada. Say hi if you're in the fucking chat. Don't be such a fucking gawker slinking around my fucking bedroom window seeing if I got my fucking drawers on. Because I promise you, I don't.
I think they want to watch your TV. They don't have TV. They're
I think the
want to see what you're watching on
Phoebe
TV.
says, I think the reason some people take stuff personally at times is because of some negative personal histories that tag along with the W days. Yes, and I've made that very clear.
Yes.
When you are here on YouTube with us in 2K, fuck Wrestler Unstoppable. Fuck Facebook.
Sorry, bro.
Fuck your real relationships.
Fuck all that.
You know.
Or your little whatever relationship you had before in W whatever. And
oh, I know, Evie. I did FBW first. I was on that game first,
right.
And then I transitioned when W was brought in, and I only did it for a couple of years, and it's like I couldn't do it no more. There was so much toxic bullshit.
Right. We had a lot of it in the when we burned in the of that era.
Yeah.
That 2K19 era, yes.
Yeah. People got to realize there's a difference between what happens here and what happens on W. That is
what happens in your real life.
Yeah, that's why I wanted people to come up with original characters for RW that was far away from what they do in W, what they do on Facebook. Right. You know, that way they would realize, okay, this is different.
Right. Challenge yourself.
Yeah. No, it's. I'm about to fucking myrtleize. I got to get a new pair of headsets because there's so much rustling going on in the background. It's fucking driving me nuts. Right. I got it to stop now. Fucked around with the volume.
Right.
W was crazy at times because the lines between storyline and OOC that is out and of reality, character would be blurred constantly and actually seep into Facebook. Yes.
Yes.
A lot of people.
And it did happen in your early in RW.
Yes. Yeah, because there's so many people that want to play this family drama.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm sorry, no. You want to get into a relationship, do that elsewhere. This is wrestling. Yes. Yeah, there are relationships built in wrestling. You want to get hot and steamy and have children and shit like that. You're no longer about wrestling. You're about soap operas, and they have Days of Our Lives and all that General Hospital bullshit and
your Harlequin romance novel.
Yes,
keep that.
Yeah, keep that away. You go to someone else's channel that actually wants that shit. Right. But here in RWO Underground, it's about the wrestling. It's about the storyline. And it's about having fun.
But the fun, it's like. That for me, that's like when I see a lot like, oh my God, you heard me message you, like, oh my God, I can't.
And it shouldn't have to be that way. There shouldn't have to be side messages like, oh fuck, here we go again. Somebody's asshole just got burned.
They got puckered in the wrong way.
Days of Our Coccyx.
Days of Our Coccyx.
That's from Meanie Girl.
Yes, I saw
No,
that.
and I'm not signaling anyone out. I'm not bitching at anyone. I'm just letting you know this
No,
season, you might
the
it might
overall,
not be
the
their cup
overall,
of tea.
yeah, yeah.
You know, um,
So get the fuck out.
and
Get the
exactly
fuck out.
that's
No,
no,
I'm just
it's where
kidding.
I'm at. If you got
No,
a problem
I
with
know.
us being raunchy, if you got a problem with us being violent, if you got
Yeah,
a problem with our mouths running
right,
and running and hurting your itty bitty feelings that shouldn't be hurt in the first place,
right,
probably not the
right,
company for you anymore.
right.
You
You
know,
know, go. Yeah,
and I'm not saying it to be an asshole. I make a
no.
pretty fine asshole when I don't want to when I just say, you know
Well,
what, I don't
that
need to be
that
nice anymore.
that's why we're the angry assholes. Remember our faction, the original faction.
Yeah, Fred Starr, Yeti, Angry Viking,
Joey,
Joey Green,
G Green. Yes,
the Big Green.
the big
They
green,
they
mean
they
green,
call him
Joey
they
Green.
call him the Green Mile.
Yes, sir. We don't want no.
It's only
Yes,
after he's
Green Mile will
traveled an
make you
inch, though.
smile. Yes, yes.
He's on holidays right now, so yeah, when
Right.
he gets back, I'm going to be having words with that boy and
Well, yeah.
getting him back involved in
Oh,
things because his mind needs to
see
get
if we
somewhere
can get
else.
see if we can get him on the show. On this show.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yes. Um,
That's always yeah.
there's going to be a point we have Bill Haight with us as well.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and it's going to be fucking golden.
Yes.
Bill Haight on Two Guys One Dumpster. Hell, we'll have to make some room for Joey Green and Bill, but we're going to have blast.
Right.
Pete, you would have
Yes.
enjoyed the Bloodyard in W, the Crack Skull Tavern, and some really crazy funny storylines. Nothing was sacred or taken seriously. That's what I like.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I when W started, I was the first guy to start running a federation there.
Right.
And that was because I started in. You remember when? Were you guys around when it first started? When it first opened?
No.
Okay.
No, we came in when Rocket Ninja had.
Okay. Okay. Well, when it
Yeah.
first started, all they had was this chat board. It wasn't even in the game. It was outside the game, but it was linked to it, so you could just go there and And I would run it like an eFed. Just use it for the matches, as you guys know.
Right.
And then when federations became available, I was in there like that. I waited for that when they released it. Boom,
Yeah.
grabbed it
Right.
and set up the first federation. So, it was fucking fun and had a lot of great people in there. But I stuck with
Right.
that area because every time I branched off,
Right.
there was so much fucking drama. And then
Oh, yeah.
I had a different way of storytelling. Like, I like telling a story.
Right.
And I like to get
Right.
my trash talking in there as well. It wasn't looked at very fondly. Was I a nice guy? Abso-fucking-lutely not.
No.
There was no reason to be a nice guy in WU even
Right.
back then.
Right.
But it's like I did it for 2 years, and I gave away I had 3 federations. I gave them all away.
Right.
And I had 3 federations because I bought one, and I was given 2. So,
Yes.
you know,
Bought one, get
Yep.
two.
I think I got one of Relic Reed's, and I think I got one of Johnny Canucks. I don't know if you remember that name.
I heard that. Yes, I heard that.
Oh my God! I did a radio talk show with that guy on Blog Talk Radio.
Right.
If
Yep.
I was 5 minutes late, this guy would fucking play Teenage Wasteland over and over and over and over again. He would not
Yeah.
talk. He would just constantly repeat that song. And I finally would get on, and it was like, dude, what the fuck?
So here's a neat little trick you can do if you go one of those places that have a jukebox, a restaurant or something.
Yep.
You play, you get like, and if you have like $10, so you put $10 in the machine, and you play the same song over. You play Feelings or What's New Pussycat.
Yeah.
Over and over again for like times.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I think a lot of people started doing that. Evie just stick to their own little group. They bring in like different people to their feds, but it was very clear who was going to work in your
Yes.
fed, who wasn't. You
And
know,
then, oh, and who was going to get the title shots?
yeah.
You know,
And
it's,
I didn't play favorites. I
no,
hated it. It's like I
yeah,
I rewarded people that were more outspoken and into the storytelling
right,
because that was the selling point of the whole
right,
federation thing back then.
yeah,
And
right,
um, I was nominated I don't know how many times as best storyline, and this was between
uh,
10 different
right,
feds, and I was voted along with a buddy of mine, Thunder Chops.
right,
We were
right,
voted
yep,
a lot out of those 10, like because we started
right,
this radio show with those 10 groups,
right,
and certain
okay,
people had like the owners had the right to vote who was the best storyliner, who had the best storyline that week,
right,
and
right,
me and Thunder Chops and those that we worked with always got voted number one,
yeah,
and that says a
right,
lot. And I haven't done
right,
that kind of storylining for a long time. Like
right,
doing a grocery
right,
store brawl with Thunder
right,
Chops is fucking priceless material.
right,
And when you are reading, like, because back then,
right,
when we were doing storylines, at least the way I did it, when I'm
right,
when I'm doing a storyline with somebody
right,
or writing up even
right,
just a match, I'd
right,
do part of it, and I would mainly sell what he was doing to me, like my
right,
character,
yes,
and then I'd send it to him what I wrote, and then he'd
right,
continue it, and he'd work like they'd
right,
work with me the way I worked with them,
right.
and then every now and then
We had,
you work with a
yeah,
guy that's in perpetual
right.
god mode,
Oh God, yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and
There,
you told me a story. You told me a story how you and Evie did this storyline where she killed you over and over and over and over again.
yes,
You kept on.
yes,
This guy,
yes,
this guy straight up
yes, yep,
Undertakered
yep,
me
yep,
at every fucking turn. So
yes,
I started burning him alive. I started
yep,
filleting
yep,
his flesh from his
yep,
fucking body. I
yep.
don't know. I buried
That,
him. I poured concrete on him, and this guy would always
you sure?
fucking survive. And it's like, you know what? I
Yeah.
give up. I give up. I can't work with you. And I fucking booted him from
Well,
the fucking
well, well,
Fed.
well. That's where that whole joking around between me and Evie came from because we saw these people that would never freaking sell or they never got injured,
And
or they'd teleport out of your way, and they'd teleport out of your
yeah,
way.
the teleporting. Oh,
And I go, what the? Yeah, what the hell? I teleport.
yeah.
Yeah,
After the fact, the deed
or
had
an
already been done.
yes.
Now,
So you wrote the story. My favorite thing is you wrote the storyline attack, and in an undisclosed location they see. I go, how the heck? I just beat the crap out of you. How are you in an undisclosed
yeah.
location? Well, after you said you fell asleep in the locker room.
This guy goes
Yes.
all the way with the whole Undertaker theme, and his name was Caretaker, and it was
Yes.
like, oh my lord, what have I got myself into? Yeah,
Caretaker.
Caretaker.
Oh my God. Is that like the gay Mark Calloway?
It had to have been, but
Oh my God.
this guy surely
Rest in
thought he had
peace.
God's hand up his ass.
It wasn't that. It was his boyfriend's.
Drum Monkey. How you doing, Drum
Hey,
Monkey? I love
drum.
Meanie and Evie. Pete walks into his. Okay.
Yeah. You like that?
Oh, Jesus, yes. If I didn't get burned by Evie or Meanie at least a few times a night,
Right.
I might
Right.
feel like a normal human being.
So one of our favorite matches, our gimmick matches, which was fun to watch when people played along in in the in the Blood Yard, was the Rubber Chicken of Doom.
Rubber Chicken of Doom.
So the whole match, you had a rubber chicken, so you had to hit your opponent with a rubber chicken using different moves, and then before you could pin your opponent, you had to finish them off with your finisher with the rubber chicken. It was just a
Yeah.
funny match, but it was one to see how create. But the people that went along, it was funny to read. You know how you come up with what you could do with the rubber
Yeah.
chicken. That was one of
We
Ian.
had a couple
Yes,
of matches like that where you had to use your finisher to end it, or
right,
we'd pick like you could only use like because they had it in sections, so there was like what was it, technical power,
right,
and
yeah,
we'd make rules where you could only use your technical moves during the match.
right, yes,
My favorite though, which was a really stupid match, but me and a couple other guys could sell it
right.
well. You could only slap.
Slap match. Yep.
Yeah, it was just a straight up slap match until
Oh
the
yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah. We had. Yeah,
Until you got to the point where you could use your finisher, hit your finisher, see if you could get the pin,
right.
you know? But it was a slap match.
Well, well, like the boxing match, the old
Yeah.
standard box. You can only do punches. You know, but
How's it going, Drum Monkey? Glad to see you around once again.
yep. If you're doing well,
Yes, always hoping you're doing well, brother.
you know,
No, but, you know,
yep,
I had a lot of fun. I had more fun in FBW.
yep,
Near the end of FPW, that was the original wrestling game on Facebook.
yes,
I joined Scum Army, and loads of fun to be had with
yep,
those boys. Spicy McHaggis, Relic Reed.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
it was a stable full of trash talking assholes, and we played it up beautifully. And we brought some of that over to Wrestler Unstoppable,
right,
but
right,
it just like we were getting
yep,
banned so heavily at that point. It was like, okay,
yep,
what the fuck am I supposed to
yep,
do?
right.
Godmodders was the reason why Queef just started struggle cuddling people in W.
And
He'd wait for people to leave for the
that was the
night
whole idea.
and then write a whole page.
Yes, and then drag him into Queef's closet. That's
Yeah.
because that's why if you ever notice in underground in the underground circus, we would always say gets a jump walks out of the tavern and leaves for the night. Some people just they just not they'd be arguing with Queef or somebody,
Yeah.
and they never left the tavern. They never left the tavern or the locker room. So Queef would go in there and he'd do all sorts of he'd do sorts of stuff to him.
Oh man, yeah, I would have really liked to have been a part of that, but I think I was, I think I quit
Yes.
about 6 months after. What were they called again? The Frog Company
But,
that bought it.
oh,
Rocket
Rocket
Ninja.
Ninja.
Yeah,
Rocket Ninja.
yeah. Once they bought it, I think I only was there for about 6 months, and I
Right.
was done. I just couldn't handle the toxicity of it anymore. Yes, Queef is real.
Yes, Queef is real. There's an actual, and it's not me. You know?
There's a human behind that character.
Yes. And oh God, we could give you some of what Queef used to write. Oh my God.
Yeah, there was a lot of great characters that I liked working with. Uncommitted. Uncommitted was one of those guys I liked working with too because he could take the trash talking, and he could
Yes.
take when we were writing up a match, he could take the fucking stupidity of what
Right.
was happening in that match and just roll with it. You know, like there's
Yeah.
not too many guys that I came across that were built like
Right.
that, and so
Right.
when I found someone that I could work with and just be as violent, as ignorant,
Right.
and as much of an asshole as I could be,
Right.
I'd fucking stick with them, you know.
Right.
He had
Oh yeah. Let's see. Yes, he had yeah a lot of the characters we bring in are some of Queef's characters. Or variations of it's like
It was a lot of
There's
fun. Like if you could get with the right crew, it was a lot of fun. It was always a lot of fun.
right. Oh yeah.
You know.
Yep.
I had one bitch. This was back in FBW. My wife was my ex-wife. She was in the same stable as I was, and we brought this chick in called Mistress of the Dark, and
Yes.
she started trying to do the usual fucking stupid storylines with the men in the group. And I was like, one, I'm married. Two, I don't fucking do this shit. Three, if I want to have sex, I'll have real sex, and it'll be with my wife, who is in the stable. And I kicked her out. It's just, it wasn't me. I wasn't into the whole, oh, let's have fake sex. Oh, wow, that's so exciting.
Oh, God. the inbox sex that people would have in WU. Or they'd flat out have them right in the matches. It's like you come across a match, link to a match. Oh, my God, these guys are having gay sex.
Yeah. Well, I am glad you came around to the show, Drum. You are a guy that I like having around.
Right.
2K24, I don't know if you have it, if you are creating any characters for it, but I'd like to see you back in RWO this season with your new character. I can't remember his name. It's something or other. If I don't have the names in front of me, it ain't happening. I'm not remembering it at all.
Look at this. He had a character named Squat Powers. It was a midget with a porn mustache who just hit on everyone's W's wife just to piss him off. I think he used to comb his mustache too while he did it.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Drum. You say your brain went sloppy, but there are times in that chat when you kind of hit the right buttons with people, and it is fucking funny as hell when you get to do it. So, don't look at it as your mind's getting sloppy, because I think all of us could say that about ourselves now that we're getting older and there's been, shit happening in our lives to us. Squat Powers wore a leather jacket and leopard tights.
Leopard tights. He'd sit at the bar combing his mustache while he talked to the... Oh, those were funny.
My dad had a drinking buddy that would do that. He'd have his own personal mustache comb. Yep. And he would sit there either at the table or by the fire pit or wherever they were drinking. And he'd all of a sudden just whip out his fucking comb and start brushing his fucking mustache. And it was like one of those old, thick, Western style looking fucking mustaches.
Yeah. Handlebar.
Yeah. And like it would hang past his fucking lips too. And it's like, how do you fucking eat? And then he'd like part it in the middle and bring it to the sides when it was time to eat or something. Fucking hell. Yeah.
That's when you use mustache wax.
Okay? Yeah.
Yes.
No, it was. Wrestling night, like I said, to me, SmackDown was hit and miss. The Rock did better on his promo than his singing. The singing, I know, it was like something like a flashback of his last Hollywood run, which ended very quickly.
Right.
But the matches themselves were nothing of a highlight for SmackDown.
Well, and you usually do. You get that every once in a while. Lackluster show. It happens with AEW.
Yeah. Now I've heard that AEW has been doing a lot better as of late. The last two episodes actually have been getting really good reviews, which is shocking.
Well, they're finally listening, and hopefully. Well, he did hire a lot of creative people too. He did hire a lot of creative people. Tony. On.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that, Drum. I appreciate having Lawrence back.
So hopefully, so he has and QT Marshall's back.
Yeah, I think that made a lot of difference too, because he was helping a lot of the guys in the back.
Yes.
We found it funny that everyone in WU was on testosterone overdrive. There were a lot of Stone Cold Undertaker clones at the time. Yes, a lot.
Oh God, yes.
I caught the highlights.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Io Sky moonsault on Bayley's face looked terrible.
Oh my God.
Ooh. Yeah, got her right in the fucking face. That was not well done.
I'm surprised she didn't break it. Luckily, she's not Io Sky's not a heavy person because I would have broken or
Oh
bone
yeah,
bone like what happened to
yeah.
Undertaker.
You know, and have someone taken
Yeah,
out this close to WrestleMania is not a good thing either. So I'm
Right,
hoping.
right. Especially since she just got back from
Yeah.
injury, being injured.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I didn't watch the last episode of AEW Dynamite
no,
because I just needed a break
no,
from it. They were so trash for so long.
yes,
Um, but I did watch Sasha Banks,
yep,
aka Mercedes Monet, make her debut.
right,
And I
yeah,
get where she's going with it. I get where she wants.
yes,
WWE, when they promised the women a revolution that they would be featured more
yeah,
under
right,
the regime of
right.
Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis,
John
and
Lauren, I
Bruce Pritchard, that revolution kind of fell
yeah,
flat. And
because yeah, and I think that's when Stephanie McMahon
yeah,
got pushed aside from that, and I think that
and
was
then they
her
had
thing.
that all women's pay per view called Evolution, and that was just a disgrace.
Yeah,
Like,
well, because Vince got his grubby little hands over it after because that because that was like a Hunter Stephanie kind of thing, and they were going to build up, and Vince decided to get in there and
yeah. Yeah, I heard about that drum.
Vince had
Sammy Guevara's fucked up shooting star did a
yeah,
lot of damage. But Sasha Banks overall, the promo, I had to watch it twice because
really good.
my first opinion was this is
Yeah,
basically the same shtick that you did in
yeah,
WWE. And then I watched it again and I started
yeah.
remembering back to the women's revolution of WWE. And it's like,
You're right. Yes,
yes, she wants to recreate that moment, but she wants to
right,
evolve it and elevate it more because right now
right.
you've got 2 hours of Dynamite, 2 hours of what's the other one again? The other show,
Collision,
Collision,
collision.
and
Yeah,
there is one women's
yeah,
match on those shows, and they
right.
are short as fuck. So if
Yes,
she's able to help AEW build their women's division up where it should
right,
be, you've got women like Britt
right,
Baker there
right.
sitting on the back burner. That's a fucking
Yeah,
disgrace. You
yes.
know, I know there's some that are out on injury. I don't know about Britt Baker. I haven't looked into
No,
it.
no, I don't think she is.
I don't think so either. And like she made that
I think it's
statement
not.
on Twitter. You know, it's like it's been over a year and I haven't been featured once. I haven't had
Then
one promo.
right,
That's fucking disgraceful
right.
because she was the face of that women's division.
The first one that got the,
Yeah. So
yeah,
if Mercedes can get them, and on that show, her debut, there was a women's match in the main event. So they are working with her, which is a good sign.
right, right.
But there's so many safety protocols that need to be instituted in AEW to make that place a safer environment, because you are having injuries
Yes,
on a
yeah.
constant basis. Like
Oh yeah, there's
Sting wanted to go all
yeah,
out for his last match. I get it.
yeah,
But did
yeah.
Darby Allin need to go through fucking tempered glass the way he did?
Splatter and then there's kind of reports like some few people got a little nicked by the shrapnel of the glass that flew from the windshield.
Yeah. Now, there's going to be
Well,
people when they hear this part, they're going to, it's like, well, that's
right,
just copying WWE. But it makes fucking sense. And it isn't like
yes,
WWE because their brand fucking draft and brand split, they have interaction constantly.
right,
No, do a strict
right,
fucking brand split. You've got Dynamite, you've got Collision.
right.
You have over 100 people on your fucking active roster.
Uh, then you have
Yes.
ROH of why they if you just bought it for the library, why are you even
Take
mentioning it?
Take Rampage, which is an hour-long show that they
Yeah,
just do match after match after match. It's all pre-recorded bullshit, just spliced together, and that's all you get.
right,
Take that, make that Ring of Honor,
right.
because they are still doing Ring of Honor matches.
Yeah,
It's just on their
yeah,
own server site.
right, right.
Make that
Yes,
make
yeah, it's like
Rampage Ring of Honor. Kind of do it like NXT is a feeder thing to build
yeah,
people up and bring them onto the main
right,
roster. You know,
right,
it's just simple fucking math and science. It works.
right.
It doesn't matter if another
Yes.
company's doing it. You can do it differently. You can still do your own thing. It's
Right.
just do it so it makes sense. Because
Yeah.
Rampage does not make sense.
No,
You
no, it
know,
doesn't.
they're starting to do video
It,
packages to let people know, hey, this happened on Collision, this happened on Dynamite. I like
right.
hearing that because it's what was needed. But the
But
the
we get
fuckery needs to stop.
right.
There,
But
there.
the,
What was that?
yeah. I said what gets me was they don't explain their rankings.
I don't. I
It's
don't
not
really think they're
televised.
using them.
No, no, but I mean, well, he said it's be rankings, so you expect like that you'd get a recap of the rankings of each show.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden when he put someone in a championship, oh they had 20-1, and that's why they're in this championship match. And I go, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know.
And one thing I noticed when they started doing they brought back these rankings. They started
Yeah.
padding the stats for those rankings. All
Yeah.
Wardlow was
Well,
getting was fucking
yes.
squash matches,
Right.
and then
Yes.
they, like they did the last time, they built him up a little bit, and then they fucking
Right.
dropped the ball. Wardlow is one
Yes.
of those guys. When he's finally
Yeah.
done with AEW, you know he's going to end up in NXT, and you know he's
Yeah.
going to be built up
Yes.
proper.
Yes.
You've got oh shit, what was her name in AEW?
Yeah.
She goes by Athena now.
Oh, Ember Moon.
You have her hiding in Ring of Honor, never to be
You're right.
fucking seen.
Yes. She only
That's
had one match
that's
One match
fucking
in,
talent
AEW.
right there that you are missing out
right
on.
there.
You know,
Yes.
and then you get a deal for the CW network. They're going to actually let you have Ring
Right.
of Honor on there, and you say no,
Right.
you want to focus on AEW. Well, what the fuck did you buy
Fuck
Ring of Honor for?
library.
They wanted the
Library.
library, but they keep the shows going.
Yeah,
S-
I know.
so-
But I don't know. Yes. Excuse me a second.
Yeah. No, it's I love the first 2 years of AEW. They had a lot of things that they were doing wrong, but it was interesting to watch. It was something new to watch, and at the time, WWE was dropping the ball on a consistent basis. With Vince McMahon flip-flopping storylines and last-minute changes to matches and bullshit like that, WWE at that time was very hard to fucking swallow. You know, it was like Afterbirth, or when instead of allowing conception to happen, the mother should have just let the fucking cum drip down the inside of her thigh. That was WWE the first 2 years of AEW. And then you seen it go downhill when when Cody Rhodes just said, "I'm done with this bullshit with the EVPs. I'm going back to WWE." They finally get CM Punk in, and a lot of people hate on me because I like CM Punk when it comes to his promos. I really do. He's good for business, but then your EVPs get jealous because the fans love him more than they love them. Check your ego at the door. You wanted this man in to up your ratings, to bring in a bigger fan base. You got him. You fucked that up. He leaves, and your ratings plummet again. Now you're trying to figure things out, work things out, institute a new way of production, and it's starting to work. What's going to happen though? Are they going to drop the ball because egos aren't in check, and jealousy overrides common sense? To me, that's what is going to happen, because that's all they've proven of themselves. You've got a couple of adults that act like children, and they're EVPs, and I don't care what anyone says. Everyone says, oh, when they adopted this EVP attitude and gimmick, the Young Bucks have been so much better. Sorry, it's the same fucking gimmick they've been running since they opened the doors of AEW. It's the same fucking gimmick they ran in New Japan Wrestling. It isn't new. It's the same fucking gimmick, but they're wearing fucking suits.
They look like Harvey Whippleman.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
No, it's
Yes.
I I think they've ridden the coattails of big names like Kenny Omega for so long, and they
Yes.
believe that when they came and started doing American style wrestling, which they don't,
Yeah.
that fame of having Omega with them and the likes of Cody Rhodes with them, it was going to
Yeah.
brush
Right.
off on them, and it
Right.
didn't.
No.
Bringing CM Punk in, where they were hoping it would make them more popular with the fans, it didn't.
Well, they got jealous.
Yep.
It's like what?
You know, and shit like this, the fight in the locker rooms that has happened
Right.
throughout the years of wrestling. It doesn't matter if it's WWE,
Right.
doesn't matter if it's AEW, NWA,
It-
AWA. It doesn't matter where it is. That shit's always happened.
Yes. You'll hear
Back
you hear
then-
the old
Back
you hear
then,
the old timers
Yeah.
telling stories. And then it was settled. They'd go in they'd go in the bathroom, close the door, beat the shit out of each other, and then it was done.
when they
you know?
went down to that fucking ring, they were there to
Yep.
be professional, unless one of them
Many.
stepped out of line and they had to give them a receipt. Simple as that.
Right. Yes.
The problem is, nowadays everyone wants to get all up in arms and he choked out Jack Perry. Well, if a bitch steps to me, I would have done more and choked him out. I'm sorry, it's who
Yes.
I am.
Well,
And I grew up
Yeah.
that same way as CM Punk did. You take care of business.
Right.
You know?
Right. Imagine if he would have Jack Perry would walk up to Undertaker like that.
Yep.
Or anybody in that in that Attitude Era, or JBL. Can you imagine Jack Perry going up to JBL? What are you gonna do about it?
Like,
You know?
even when my mental health was at its worst, I
Yeah.
wasn't a bitch
Yeah.
for no man. You know?
No.
I've been challenged by kids. I shouldn't call them kids; they're adults. But my son-in-law, he stepped up to me. He got put down, and I pulled the
Yeah.
CM Punk thing on him as he did on Jack Perry. But I did it 2 years before, and I was using a cane
Right.
to get around still.
Yeah.
You know, I've had my daughter's boyfriends throats in my hands. I dragged them through the hallway of my house to throw them down on the fucking ground and sit on them until they stop screaming like a little bitch. You know, it's who I am.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that is the mentality that CM Punk has. Show some fucking respect.
Yeah.
Because I've trashed my body for what you guys enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And every old school guy and woman before him did the same fucking thing.
Well, the bit with the using real glass, so come on, it's like
There was no need for it. You know?
even why did Darby Allin use the real glass? And
It's they haven't realized
And it
yet. They're on a
it-
national
death-
syndicated program now.
Deathmatch,
They're not indie wrestlers anymore.
yeah. Well, it's not global, GCW, Global Net Wrestling, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever that
And
was.
there's
But the death matches.
and there's people that get pissed off when you voice it. Oh, it's tribalism. No, it's not. It's common fucking sense. And you got to be an idiot for loving seeing a guy's body go through a fucking pane of glass and him all fucking cut
Right.
up. Or perhaps if something goes wrong, a shard of glass
Yeah.
fucking explodes through his fucking
Cuts,
back,
yeah.
cuts a
And
major
cut-
artery.
or- So what they do if an audience, gets cut up with the glass because of the the shrapnel, because
Yeah.
that safety glass is made to shatter and
Giving that fan
Shattering.
fucking free tickets to the next show is not going to fucking settle anything.
Yes.
They're going to take you
No.
to fucking court
No.
and sue your ass. You know,
especially when you have a billionaire owner like
and I've had a couple of people tell me when
Yeah.
we do this show, it's evolution, Pete. No, it's not evolution. It's you're
Evolution.
devolving the business.
Yeah.
You know, we want to see wrestlers last longer than the previous generation. You know, we don't
Right.
want to see them
and they're
with
not going to.
we don't want to see them with broken necks or
Mm.
crippled up by the time they're fucking 40 or walking like
Yeah,
Matt
or-
Hardy.
Yeah, or in a scooter, to walk to go to the grocery store.
Yeah. Now, albeit if I could have gone forward with my plans of becoming a wrestler, and I just want to stick to indies here in Canada. I didn't want to be on a
Yeah.
big stage.
Right.
I was never that guy. I wanted to have fun
Right.
doing what I love doing. I probably would have done a lot of the fucking insane shit too, because
Yeah.
that's who I was back then. I would have
Right.
put my body through hell just to have
Right.
fun. Um, but that's when you're young and stupid, you know. Um, I d- and I think I lost Yeti here, but it's the times have changed. That kind of stuff shouldn't be happening in wrestling anymore. Just my thought on it. Let's see if we're going to reconnect with Yeti here. That's why Pete is covered in baby oil 24/7, just in case he has to fight someone in his thong. Oh my lord! Trying to get Kenny. Yeah, I killed Kenny. Trying to get Yeti back. Here we go. Let's try this. Come on, Mister Yeti Bloodyard. Well, I'm gonna let him call back when he can. Pete doesn't need a thong. He wrestles Greek style. No, I don't. Um, no, I was in amateur wrestling in high school. I loved it. It just wasn't physical enough for me. I was in football. Got kicked off the team for being too violent. Yes, that is possible. And, just my goal was get into an actual pro ring and do what I've enjoyed since I was a kid. Me and my buddies, we've done barn matches where the ring was fence posts stuck into the dirt floor of the barn, big fucking tow ropes tied up as the ropes, and we would walk home bloody, bruised, and battered at the end of a fucking idiotic night of doing the most dumb ass shit you can think of. But we loved it. I think my volume went down. Fucking hell, everything going down. Can you hear me now? It shows on my side it's working just fine. I'll put it a little bit closer to my mouth. Not on the microphone. I can't up the volume on the microphone, so I'm hoping it's working. Whatever happened to Yeti, I don't know. Um, I know Blaze keeps on saying to try another site for it. I can't remember what it's called. He keeps on pushing on me. But let's try and get Yeti back, and maybe the sound clears up then. It's not ringing. He's not going to fucking call. It's just doing that stupid fucking beeping that it does. Um, but yeah, so talking RWO. So we're bringing back the Seventh Circle of Hell title. Gauntlets will be done to create number one contenders. And we're going to do the same for the women with the second Circle of Hell title. And we're going to have fucking fun with it. Storylines and trash talking going to go out the wazoo this season. I'm going to have fun with it. I want to get back into it. I don't want to just be the guy booking the matches and pretending to be the funny man. Sounds low on your side too. God damn. Here, let me see. I don't know what else I can do. Yeti broke something on the way out. Probably did. Probably did. Um, so recreating all the titles are not going to have the same look as the last season because I don't have all the images I had before. New computer and all. I don't have all of that, and I'm not going to go digging up. I'd rather create new ones. Um, Tomorrow, if you guys can hear me, we're going to go live with 2K23, and it is going to be some pretty good matches on there. All of them are title matches except for one. one will be Mordecai versus Bill Haight in a no holds barred match. Sorry, got the hiccups. Um, Tag titles are on the line. It's going to be a four-way tag for the men's titles. There is I believe, a triple threat match for the Pillar to Post Women's Championship title. The women's tag, all the titles are on the line. Those titles will transition over to the new game and the new season. So, Pillar to Post titles, tag titles, the Wasteland titles, they are returning, as well as bringing in the Seventh Circle and Second Circle of Hell titles. And those are mainly just to have fun with, enjoy ourselves, and come up with a new gimmick match that the show needs. So tune in tomorrow. We're going to go live. How's it going, Andrew Roberts? We're going to go live tomorrow in the afternoon, probably around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And going to have some fun with 2K23 before we go full blown into 2K24. I believe it will be Zoe and Emily Doom in a match as well. Siri Bloodyard has a title match in a triple threat for, I believe, Minerva's Pillar to Post title. And Gearoff will challenge Antoine Bogart for the Pillar to Post. He will challenge Fred Starr for the Wasteland title. That is the main event for tomorrow afternoon. It will be mayhem, and going to have some fun with the show. Going to have a great time. But for tonight, since I've lost Yeti, I think we're going to call it quits for tonight. I hope you guys all enjoyed the show. And as always, have a great night. Always have a better tomorrow. But for now, I am out of here. And we're going to go and play a little bit of that outro music that my daughter's boyfriend made so graciously for us. He's the creator of this new theme music for Two Guys, One Dumpster, and whatever else I decide to use for it. So let's go to the outro with a little bit of mood music. Zachary Pie Coddington.
Hello.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you might be leaving, but somebody
Yeah.
just returned.
I just returned, yes.
So we gotta let him be around in this. How you doing?
Right.
Welcome back, brother. I just called it the end of the
Yeah.
show.
It's called the end of the show.
We're still live.
Yeah.
We're still live. We
You're
got
still a
3 people
bastard.
still watching, so they're probably like,
Yes.
what the fuck? He said
the
we're
fuck?
going
Yep.
home.
You thought you were going home.
Yeti called back. He wants one more round.
Yes. Well, for a little bit.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Mick Foley trying to do one more?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I did forget about this.
Yes.
As you guys all know, DDP has been helping a lot of people with DDPY.
Right.
Guys like
Butterbean.
Buff Bagwell,
Butterbean.
Butterbean,
Yeah.
Scotty Riggs, Jake the Snake, Scott Hall, and now, and this has nothing to be doing with DDPY,
Right.
but it's going to go in that direction, though, from what me and
Yes.
Yeti were talking about.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I know the volume came back as soon as Yeti was back. It's weird. Um, Mick
Yes.
Foley says the only way he's ever been able to lose weight is when he was readying himself for a big match.
Yeah. Yes.
So he wants to come back for a final match just to lose weight.
And not just a match, a deathcore match.
Yes.
And
Wow, what the fuck?
yeah.
Like, the guy can barely move. He's going to have a worse looking match than Ric Flair's last match.
Yes, and that's the thing, and that's what I was talking about. He, why do you want to ruin your legacy like that? You went out, you know.
It doesn't make
You
sense.
went out. Yeah.
He had his two boys sitting with him in that
Hey, Dave.
video, and they did not look pleased about it.
The cat. No, that's what I was talking about. Evie too. They look worried, and they look like you're crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
He needs to hook up with DDP.
Yes.
You look at the success of Buff Bagwell, of Scotty Riggs, Scott Hall before he passed, and and the likes of Jake the Snake, and all the regular people out there too that he's helped.
Yes.
And you don't make him your priority call and say, dude, I need your help.
Yeah.
And he's willing to help anyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
right.
He was hesitant with Bagwell. He was.
Yeah. Well, because that guy is like a yo-yo with his sobriety.
Yeah. Well, it's been 18 months now. I'm proud of the motherfucker.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big Buff fan, but I'm more inclined to cheer for Marcus Bagwell, that he is in a better way and he is in better shape, so we don't lose another guy at a young age. You know.
Yes. You know.
And that's what's going to happen to Mick Foley if he keeps on going the way he is too. Yeah. Like, they're not young guys anymore. I shouldn't say young, but they are relatively still young. You know.
Yeah. Right.
They need
61. He's like 61 or something like that. Mick Foley.
They don't need to be in another match.
But they're not in the best of shape. No. They're not like in the shape Sting was. You know. But
Well, Scotty Riggs though. Scotty Riggs, he got himself in fucking good shape. Like 6 months, and he went from looking like he was, on death's door, to being a hulking fucking stud again. You know.
Yeah.
And he also had an indie match as well. So.
Yeah.
It's possible, but I mean.
But not with Foley, not with his injuries.
Mick Foley, one, does not have the genetics of a Scotty Riggs.
No.
No. And his body is a lot further broken.
Broken, yeah. But hip, every back, Well, come on, you fell 20-something feet off a...
Mick Foley just needs to eat less and get on a treadmill if he wants to lose weight.
Yes.
He doesn't need a death match. I agree, Evie. Meanie says Yeti would need at least a dozen death matches to get into shape. Like, even me, like, I went out of my way. I got actually the DDPY tapes, or not tapes, but CDs. And I started right off at the beginning stages of it, and it started helping me. Somehow those CDs went missing when my wife left. So, but I've been taking a lot of them myself. Like, I'm getting back into exercising and going for long walks. Just getting myself back into shape. You don't need to go and set yourself up to get severely injured, which your body is already. Like, has he gone through the hip replacements?
I think he has. I think he's gone through one or something like that.
Well, fucking, get examined. Make sure that the job is done right, or if you need more repairs, fucking get them done, and then start fucking exercising. Don't just sit on your ass. And
well, if he got him done, did he do the rehab?
Yeah, That's the problem. Did he?
He probably didn't. A lot of people don't. It's funny. There's people that do the rehab, and there's other people they don't. And then this hip didn't work very well. Well, you didn't go through rehab.
Well, look at Butterbean. If you haven't seen that video yet, check it out. It's on YouTube.
Oh, that Butterbean, yes.
The guy
Yeah,
was
Butterbean.
using 2 crutches. He couldn't even stand straight to walk.
He was in a scooter, yeah.
He was
And
using
now
a
he's
scooter.
running.
Yeah,
He's jogging.
He's fucking jogging.
Jogging. Yes.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
If you're lacking that motivation, DDP and his crew
Right.
are the perfect guys and girls
Right.
to fucking help you find that motivation.
And I think with Butterbean, he said he was just resolved to look out the window and just waiting to die.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the thing about that's he said, oh, I got maybe 1 or 2 years, and that's all he's waiting for. 1 or 2 years. And that's how low he was.
No, Evie, I did not say that. Pete said he did DDPs on his swingers couch to get back into shape. I'm far from being in shape. I was on a really good trajectory. I lost, it was 70 pounds, and shit went to hell. And my mental health went to shit, and I lost all that progress. So I'm starting back off from scratch.
Yeah, he did those GPs on that on the one-legged ditch pig.
Oh no, never. There's nothing wrong with someone having missing limbs, but no. If you would have seen these women, you would have ran the other way, brother.
Pete looked like a little stick puppet on the end of that lady's stump. Hi, I'm Pete. Whoa.
No, but why a guy like Mick Foley would want to have a last match, especially a death match?
Death match, yeah. It's like
I
mean, getting hit with kendo sticks, getting hit with light tubes, getting hit with hockey. All the. There's no way he's going to do another elbow from the ring apron.
And
like when he was Cactus Jack.
Like, I know from the injuries I sustained. I was 18 years old when I got hit by that drunk driver.
Yeah, right.
It's hard for me to move in the morning.
Right, yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
And it wasn't just my whole body that was fucked up. No, it was my whole left side. But with that whole left side, as you are progressing, like I started off in a wheelchair to a walker to crutches to a cane.
Yep.
I used that fucking cane for 18 fucking years.
Yep.
And it fucks up your body. It displaces your hips. Your whole body is out of alignment. You wake up in the morning, you are in so much fucking pain.
Yeah. Yep.
Can you just imagine what Mick Foley goes through when he wakes up in the morning?
Yeah.
All the dumb shit he's put his body through for fans. No, it's time to look up a guy like DDP, get his help, and fucking live your life outside of wrestling.
And Dewar said he wants to enjoy his grandkids.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's what I got the disconnect. So, so you can lose the weight and get in shape and enjoy your grandkids. You don't need,
like
that should be his motivation. That should be his motivation right there. Is getting to be able to play with his grandkids.
Exactly.
Instead of a deathcore match.
I've watched a lot of DDP success stories. The guys and the women that have stuck it through, and it might look fucking silly as shit. Some of the things that he gets you to do with his course, but if it works, who cares?
Well, the thing is to get you moving.
Yeah.
Get you.
And
not sedentary. Worst thing you can do if you're injured, or is a lot of physical therapists, a lot of doctors will tell you this, is to be sedentary.
Well, I know that for a fact because when I was trapped in that wheelchair after the accident, in 1 month, like I was hardcore into bodybuilding and just being in shape, and being hit by that truck and then sitting my ass in a wheelchair for as long as I did, I lost 50 pounds of muscle in 1 month. That's all it took. I wasn't a roid head. I didn't fucking inject shit into my body. I did it naturally. My biceps.
He did KFC. He did KFC.
Yes, my biceps were 22 inches large. You
Right.
know, that should tell you how hardcore I got into weightlifting
Right.
and training. I would wake up at 5 in the morning, go jogging, and my friend would come
Right.
over, and I would scoop her up onto my shoulders, and I would jog with her on my shoulders.
Right.
Like that's how far I was into it.
You mean like Omar Wolf,
Just not 69.
out of the Red Lounge.
Just not 69.
I can see Pete right.
But losing that 50 pounds of muscle in 1 month, it was so disheartening, and half your body's in a fucking cast, so you can't weight train. You know, and you start losing that confidence in yourself. You start losing that motivation, and I think that's where Mick Foley is. He's no longer has that wrestling to keep him going, and he's become stagnant and lazy. But now thinking, yes, could be a midlife crisis as well. But look what it did to Terry Funk.
Financial problems. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Guy was like what in his 70s when he's still doing that.
yeah, no,
You know.
I don't want to see it.
No.
I did
Well,
not. I did. I have never gone jogging naked anywhere.
Yes. Yes.
Anywhere. Let
Run,
alone
Pete, run.
let alone the Canadian wilderness. No,
Yes.
it makes no sense to me. It's disheartening to
No.
hear him think
Right.
like that. And
Well, it's like, and as it goes on back, look at Ric Flair. He had the perfect retirement match. You know,
And he fucked it
with
all up.
yeah, he wanted to keep wrestling. I said, but that was the best. That was the best way to go. How they did it. How the WWE did it for him.
and then he's all pissy
You know.
because he didn't get to do a heel turn on Sting for his final fucking match. Like, what the fuck is wrong with
Oh,
you?
God, fuck you!
Like,
You're still all about him.
Yep.
All about all.
you already got.
I could see why.
You already got the
Yeah. I
company
could
to
see-
take on your fucking shitty ass energy drink.
Yes, drink. Well, yeah. Well, it's because it's just funny how we're gonna be different from WWE. No, we're gonna have an energy drink, just like Prime, but it's Ric Flair's.
Well,
Woo.
no, okay. Ric Flair's
Yeah.
Woo was taken on
Yeah.
before fucking Logan Paul's fucking Prime.
And
To me, it was like the best thing that Prime could be used for was pouring over fucking that fucking KSI's fucking corpse in the middle of the ring.
yes.
I'm just not an energy drink lover. I never
No.
have been. I don't need it.
Yeah, but even that's just
It's fucking.
it's just put more. It's put more money in the pocket of
Not just
Logan
that. It's
Paul.
diabetes in a fucking can.
Yep.
You know, like,
Yep.
and give me some posh vitamin water instead. You know, I don't fucking care.
Right.
You know, at least there's no fucking sugar in that shit.
Or look, what I'm drinking is sparkling water, Liquid Death.
There you go. Like me, like
Liquid Death. Yeah.
fucking drink. I don't know how many of these bottles of water a fucking day. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
it's healthier.
Yep.
I'm not going to say I never have a fucking can of fucking Coca-Cola or fucking Dr. Pepper or whatever.
No.
But even like my drinking, like I have a shot,
Right.
like a shot every like 6 months, or well, until this last time, it was over a year before I had anything to drink.
Right.
You know, just because I know it's not good for me. So why am I going to do it?
Right.
Now, I wish I could say the same thing about these,
Right.
but
Right.
I've been smoking since I was 7 years old. This year, it is 40 fucking years I've been smoking. And a lot of people, just quit. It's like, yeah, if it was that fucking easy.
So Pete's been sucking butts since he was 7 years old.
Yes. Not
Put his
man butt.
putting his two lips on around a butt and suck.
Not man butt. We'll make that clear right now. I've never sucked on any man butt. That ain't my cup of tea, and I don't bend that way.
No, you don't. But you suck.
No, it's.
Tough.
I'm tired of seeing these old guys that just can't give up the game.
Right.
You know, they're still chasing that last fucking bit of adrenaline.
Bit
they
of
get.
glory. Well, yeah, it's always the old boxer that wants to have that old thinks he has one last fight in him.
Yeah.
It's the quarterback that the quarterback that stays in the game too long.
I don't know if that's true at all, Meanie, because I don't know if WWE would risk taking his energy drink on if there was still like that issue. I know that came out like a couple of years ago that there was some dangerous ingredients in his drink, but I think they've rectified that. I
Yeah,
I don't think WWE would have.
no, especially now.
Yeah,
Especially with TKO,
and then all
the
the
corporation.
scandals that have been going on with Vince.
Right,
You know,
right.
man, that's a
Yeah.
dog that needed to be put down years ago.
Yep. Oh God.
Um,
And he need to fire his plastic surgeon.
oh yeah, fucking
Came out like good,
came out like
like
Gomez.
Gomez Adams.
Oh my
Yes, I
god.
know. God, yeah. I didn't even recognize him. I go, who the
Oh,
fuck?
he had so much Botox in his fucking face, it was ridiculous.
So you know what it is? They found Walt Disney's head and sewed it on Vince's body.
That was
Vince's
almost
body.
the fucking look. It was still
Yes.
bloated from fucking freezing, you know?
Yes. Yep.
Like bloated Bruce
Yes.
Lee in Meanie's
Yes.
terms. No.
Yeah, that's like that's like, but I saw clips of Rick Frogs last week. And the guy was gassed.
Oh, And
2 minutes in, he was gassed. It's like that's not how you want to see.
it's no different than hearing that Mike Tyson's accepted the challenge from
Oh, that's a stupid
Jake
match.
Paul.
Did you know? You hear what someone was telling me? It's going to be like a tag boxing match.
No.
His brother.
No.
Yeah, that's what.
No, it's one-on-one.
Logan Paul's going to tag her.
No, it's
Oh, it better not be because someone's saying no.
But there
I
has
said,
been talk that they will be using headgear.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, I think they have to. Yeah.
it's something that doesn't need to be done. Triple Beat in the house. How's
Yeah.
it going?
But what I think, it's going to be just a big cash grab,
It is.
and it's going to be a sparring match, and then nobody wins.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big wash,
It's
like the Conor McGregor one. Yeah.
just a glorified fucking boxing match that
Wrestling,
or sparring
boxing,
match.
sparring match, exhibition matches. That's what it is.
Yeah.
An exhibition.
No,
Everyone.
and I don't think Tyson needs the money. I don't think
No.
he's in desperate or dire
No,
straits.
he's been able to come back after Don King robbed him.
Now, seeing him
Yeah.
sparring and training for this fight, he looks fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
He's no Mick Foley.
No.
But I mean, there is a big difference
Is he
between.
Is he like a George Foreman? It's like
Yeah, no, it's
George Foreman was 40 when he came back.
doing good.
Yeah.
Triple Beat, just chilling with my
Yes.
bro Yeti here, discussing all the stupidity of wrestling and
Yep.
the stupidity of Mick Foley wanting one last death match. No, like we said, he needs to contact a guy like DDP and get himself into his care and
Yeah.
find that motivation with him instead of doing this idiotic
well,
thing.
well, refocus. Yeah, like I said, refocus your motivation to be able to walk with your grandchildren and play with them. That should be his motivation.
It should be.
That's where his priorities are screwed at.
When my health problems really went over the top,
Right.
when my kids found me just not there, on the
Right.
kitchen floor. I was they resuscitated me twice going to the hospital. My kids and my dog resuscitated me in the house. It was my dog jumping on my back that got me breathing again. And that already was motivation, even though I've had setbacks with my mental health.
Right.
That was motivation there to wanting to be here for my kids that has kept me going. And not just that, my kids are there for me and they've got my back at all fucking times. So saying that you want a final death match just so you can be there for your kids, your fucking thinking is so
Right.
far fucked.
Right.
you need to check yourself in and start
Well,
talking to a therapist.
yeah, and get your motivation.
Get your fucking
You know.
priorities straight. That'd be one.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
No, like I said, what Evie said earlier, does he need the? Is he in financial?
I don't think so.
Most
I wouldn't
think
think
so.
he
Yeah.
would be. Like,
Yeah. Right. Or maybe maybe he's not saying. Maybe he got a call or an offer that they're gonna big payoff.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And it got in his mind. No, no, it got in his mind. Like, oh, I could get so I can get like you know I can get like 200 grand for if I do one
yeah.
more.
Well, his name
Some
stats probably bring him a lot more than that, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I
Yeah.
meant. So did one of these promoters or
Yeah.
somebody wants to
And where's he going to do it? It won't happen in WWE. It'll probably happen in fucking
no
AEW or fucking some fucking other shithole.
or some or uh he's talking about the Japanese deathcore matches. So maybe
Yeah.
some Japanese company.
I won't watch
Yeah,
it if it happens.
that would be
If it happens, I
that
will
would be
watch.
yeah. But I think that's where he's talking about because he's talking about well the Japanese death matches were he's really talking about that. And I said, oh, so did some what because there's a lot of money that's where there'd be a lot of money he could make
Like,
if it was that.
I've always been a fan of Mick Foley, even back when he was Cactus Jack.
Right.
This is before he
Yeah.
did the Mankind bit and everything. NWA,
Right.
WCW days. And being a fan of Mick Foley doesn't mean I have to watch
Right.
a stupid match like a death match
Well, it was
at
like
his age.
it's like Flair,
Yeah.
like Flair,
Yeah, fucking his shorts fucking pulled off his wrinkled old shriveled ass, you know.
Yeah. And then he wearing that goofy green shirt, whatever he's wearing over it,
There's no
And
way
he didn't look.
there was no way he wasn't embarrassed by that.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, he's it's fun watching him do some wrestling with Swerve.
Yeah.
That was great. Those were neat. And then I'm training to do one more match, and I go, oh
Yeah,
my god,
no. This guy won't be
Yeah.
watching that
And
shit.
no, because you don't want to see that.
And Tony Khan is stupid if he allows it to happen in AEW. He
Right?
signed the guy's fucking energy drink, not the guy to wrestle.
Yeah. Right.
You know, like we were
Yeah.
talking about the brand splits earlier. Along with the brand splits, he needs to hire separate bookers for each show, and
Yes.
he needs an authority figure where he can just sit back and not be
Right.
the guy.
Well,
Be the owner.
needs a showrunner.
He needs to be the
he-
owner.
he needs a
He needs
showrunner.
a showrunner, like you said. He needs that because everyone looks at him as a fucking child. He is their bankroll. And if he thinks any of these fucking guys he's hugging at every scrum want to hug him back or enjoy being hugged by him, he's got to be
Right.
fucking delusional.
That's everything. It looks like, it just looks so weird, when he does
I
that.
just want to rest my head against your bosom. Come on, man.
Gonna drop to your knees and hug something
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
I only swallow once, I promise. It's like fucking.
I won't bite.
Fucking Samoa Joe was perfect for it at the scrum where he's just like, dude, I'm sweaty, and he walks away.
Yeah. Well, that's not Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's not a, or if you've seen his whole career, he's never been a huggy,
Yeah.
guy.
Exactly. He's letting the inmates make the decisions there. They're running the asylum.
Right.
They want something. He
Right.
can't say no to them. And
No.
where in the hell are they going to ever respect him as boss? Because for all of the faults of Vince McMahon, everyone in that fucking locker room knew who the boss was.
Yep.
Yeah, they might have wanted to throttle that old fucking perv, but they understood who ran the show.
And at the time there was no other shows to go to, so he had
Well, even back when it was WCW and
just WCW.
WWE warring with each other with ECW mixed in the mix,
Right.
everyone knew Vince McMahon was the fucking boss.
Right.
And I guarantee you, everyone knows that Triple H is in charge of booking the
Is the
fucking
Oh
show.
yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
there,
Oh yeah.
he runs things probably a lot cleaner.
Right.
But
Yep.
I mean, like when the inmates of AEW look at Tony Khan, they don't see a boss. They see a
Yep.
cash cow they can milk dry and get whatever they fucking want in the
Yep.
process. You know,
Because what you're hearing from what you hear a lot of reports from behind the scenes is that it, you can have some wrestlers that'll throw a hissy fit. I'm not doing it, and
exactly.
then he caves
Yep.
in. He says,
And that's the sad part. Caving in, and you're the one paying their fucking bills.
"You, you're the one. You're the $1 billion baby."
Like
You know,
in AEW, they don't pay for their fucking flights. They don't pay for their
no,
motels.
no, he doesn't.
They
No,
he covers their fucking medical when they need it if it's an injury on the job. Like
yep,
fucking now
yep,
stand on your fucking feet and say, "Look, we have to do it this way so we can keep going, so we can build this company into something more."
right,
If he can't do that,
right.
he's lost
The
any
vision, yeah,
kind
sell
of
the
a
vision.
vision of a war with WWE.
Right, right.
You know, like
Look, you got medical, you got travel, so you want to risk that, sweet, yeah,
like he wants to portray them as much as he can as the WCW versus WWE. Oh, look what happened when Eric Bischoff and Russo
right,
gave everyone
right,
so much fucking creative control.
right.
It burnt them in the ass and it burnt the company down.
Yes, yes,
You
right,
know, like
right.
it's nonsense.
And what,
And I'm hoping with the
that,
changes that have been talked about that it will
right,
continue that way. Improvement will come because I was a big
yeah,
supporter of AEW when they first came out.
yeah, it's
They
good, and
dropped
then
the ball once Cody left, and it's their doing that Cody would leave. You know, like he had
yeah,
aspirations to always
yep,
go back to WWE, but I don't think he would have left or returned as soon as he
that
did
quickly,
without the problems that were
right,
there. And credit to
right,
him, he's very business savvy. He will not discuss what happened between him and the rest of the EVPs.
right.
But he
And he
still
said,
gives them credit.
yeah,
You know.
I think he kind of said now's not the time for me to
Yep.
discuss that, and it'll be somewhere down the line when his career is over,
Exactly.
you know,
You know, and
you know,
I won't be surprised with whatever he ends up saying. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, like
yeah,
it's to me, the Young Bucks were not ready to be EVPs. They should never have been in charge, and
right,
they still shouldn't be.
right.
You
Yep.
know,
There's a lot of they were kind of in the background, and there's a lot of stuff they did. From what I
yeah.
hear, I can't say whether it's true or not,
No,
but
all
there's
anyone gets is rumors and
there's
innuendos.
from the dirt
Yeah,
sheets, and whatever. So you can't really say what's true or
exactly.
not. You
No,
just what's out there, and so just like
yeah.
speculation. That's all most of it is.
And then you got TNA firing a man that was getting the company
Well,
back on track, and now they're furthering
yes,
cutting
yes.
the budget.
The more, oh God, yeah,
Like, um, I was a big fan of TNA, like,
yep,
but when
oh
it
yeah,
started going downhill, everyone jumped ship. You got some
right.
of the originals back now, but I mean, without Scott D'Amore
But
there,
what?
the focus is not going to be where it
Yeah,
was.
oh, I know. Right, that was the worst thing. It's like finally getting it right in the ship, and and actually, working with WWE, that was a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Jordan Grace in the Rumble, that was beautiful to see.
Yes, yes, and that's
Like, I stopped watching TNA altogether, even as they were Impact. Um,
right.
but Jordan Grace would be someone to watch.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's gonna be that might be the next one that
Comes over to WWE.
actually WWE, yes.
No, but no, it's been a good night, man.
Yeah.
So I'm working on. Before you dropped off the call, I was going to talk to you about this. I've been
Yeah.
working on bringing videos in from YouTube. I might have to
Yes.
download them and then bring them in to OBS
Yes.
in order to work that. But once
Right.
I have it figured out, we will go and move on
Right.
with our plans to have old wrestling videos
Right.
going down here.
Right.
Uh, I know
Yep.
one of our big things is doing Brody, Bruiser Brody,
Yes.
some of his matches.
Yes.
I want to also show that
Yes.
Ox Baker one where he literally
Yeah.
has to run from the ring to escape being
Yes.
murdered
Oh,
by the fans.
murdered. Yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
definitely
That's
want to
big.
have that on here, review the matches,
Right.
maybe do our own commentary with it, and
Yes. Oh yeah.
have fucking fun with it. That is one thing I want to get
Right.
on going on this. So
Yeah. We get
once
that.
I have it all the way figured out, I will let
Mhm.
everyone know. You'll know first, and then we're gonna.
Will I? Oh, should I?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you'll know. You'll know before anyone watching. And then
Will I?
we're gonna get moving on that because I think that's gonna be fun
Right.
to do,
Right.
and we can
Right.
have fun with it, and we can explain things to the people that have never watched those old matches before.
Right. Well, you can get really into ring psychology and what you know why you know why do you move this way, why you move
Yeah.
that way, how you sell the
Yeah.
match, and that's so lacking.
You know, and
Nowadays.
like a lot of people they'll tune into like they'll try and watch some of the old stuff and it's like, oh, it's so boring. You're not watching. You're really not watching the right matches.
No.
Um,
You, or you just you're in that 60-second clip mindset, or that you get from TikTok, so your attention span isn't
no.
you know
They knew how to tell
longer
they knew
than
how to tell the
60
story
seconds.
back then. And
Yes.
like credit to Ox Baker, he had two wrestlers die in a match with him. One
Yeah.
died in the hospital, one died right in the ring, but it was not his fault. It
Yeah.
was actual medical issues
No.
with his opponents.
Medical,
But he sold it so well
right.
that his
Sold
heart
well.
punch was the reason for their deaths. That
Punch.
people wanted
Right.
to kill him, literally.
Right.
Now that is something that no one today
That's smart,
can fucking do.
No.
Then no. Today they would praise Dominic Mysterio as being the best heel in the business.
No.
Like, I don't
No,
know.
he's not.
I don't.
No, he's good. But I think a couple of years down the line, he's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I have
You
no
know.
doubt about it. But right now,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
isn't the fact that he's
Yeah.
a heel. It's the whole storyline where he turned on his daddy.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
they haven't finished that.
And the fans, they're not against him because they
Right,
are
no.
praising him more than they are booing him. And the simple fact is, you can watch it when he goes to lift the mic. They start booing before
Yeah.
he even talks. And it's all
Oh yeah.
it's all just them playing into it. They're not buying that he's
Yeah.
a heel because they can see he's not worthy of being a heel.
Well, the thing is they're doing that. They're doing that Eddie, Eddie Guerrero tribute.
Yeah.
It's not really. Yeah, he doesn't have a genuine gimmick that's his own.
No.
And that's why I was calling him when it first came out. I was calling him Cosplay Guerrero.
And
Yeah,
it's true.
because-
It's very true.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's you watch the older stuff and you watch when Jake the
Yeah.
Snake Roberts was a heel.
Yeah.
You understood why
Right.
the people hated him.
Right.
Like, but
Right.
it's like saying just a guy because a guy swears is a heel. I love MJF's promos. I do.
Yes. Yes.
I don't see him as that much of a heel because it's the same storyline every time he gets into a
Right.
feud.
Right.
You can go back, watch all of his feuds. It doesn't matter with which opponent.
Well, yeah.
It's the same
Right.
setup every fucking time.
And I think he's trying to get away from that.
Yeah.
And I think that's
No, so it's
Yep.
no, but I guess we should call it there. I was going to call it earlier
Yep.
until you got your side working again, but
Yep.
it is over the 2 hour mark.
Yes.
I want to
Oh wow.
thank those that stuck out even after we came back
Yeah.
from the
Yep.
conclusion.
Yeah. The last goodbye.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the last goodbye tonight.
Or,
So,
we'll be back in 30 minutes, folks, with another
yeah.
show.
Oh yeah, most definitely. 30 minutes. We can't stay away.
Can't stay away. Yeah.
So, from me, have a great night. Always have a better tomorrow, and I'll see you soon. Tomorrow, actually, tomorrow afternoon, with some RWO from 2K23. We're going to do our final match card there. Every title on the line.
Every titty on the line.
Yes. One non-title match, and that is Mordecai versus Bill Haight. The rest of them, all title matches. Gear Off will face
Titty
Fred
match.
Starr for the Wasteland title. Bunch of big matches. That's all I'll
Yep.
say.
Right.
So that's going down tomorrow afternoon. Getty, any last words from you? Thank you very much,
Yes.
Triple B.
Yep. We enjoy everyone coming into the chat, participating, and those that watch later on. Hope you enjoy our show, and we do appreciate the viewership. And
Once again, I will end the show with Zachary Pye Coddington's intro and outro for RWO, as well as Two Guys, One Dumpster. So you guys have a great night, and we will catch you very soon. Well, next week, in fact.
and continue to fuck yourself.
We're out of here.
They're at, yes. So that was pretty funny. All right.